treaty signed by the Indian rulers, which meant subordination of Indian princesses. Word is there, subordination of Indian princess in your book. It is understood. Otherwise, you can explain in your own words. Now, and the two terms, we have the terms to keep the British army, to pay for the army, cash or kind, to keep the resident. So those are the terms. Please mark it. Number two, name two Indian states brought under the control by means of subsidiary alliance.
Hyderabad and Lucknow.
Yes. Others, number two. Others were supposed to. Yes, others.
Yes, sir.
And answer others.
Yes, sir. The two states were Hyderabad and Lucknow.
Yes, Hyderabad, Lucknow, Mysore. Lapse. Doctrine of lapse. Anyone else? Yes, Naman.
Sir, the doctrine meant that when a ruler of a dependent state died once an acted higher, the state passed back to the English.
Yes. Very good. Rule number four, the next question, name any two states that fell victim to Dalhousie's doctrine of lapse. Rule number four.
Sir, may I?
Yeah. Yes, Anshika.
Sir, Satara, Jhansi, Nagpur, Sambalpur, and Odisha.
Sambalpur is Odisha itself, okay? Sambalpur was in Odisha. So Satara, Nagpur, Jhansi, and Sambalpur. Yes, Srishti.
Sir, after the question answers, I have some doubt in the chapters.
Yes, we will surely clarify the doubts.
Okay, sir.
Yes, what I want that the children, you should mark the question answers, because if we discuss all the questions, the question itself would take 5 to 10 classes, more than that, of all the chapters. So we will be missing a number of classes. So I want you to mark, and when you have doubt, we can clarify them. Okay, next question. Whose turn? Let us go accordingly, whoever ready to answer. Otherwise, we will see a number of left the classes. Okay, which acts of Lord Dalhousie and Canning smacked to the Mughal emperor? Until the sentence, smack. Of course, let us get out. Otherwise, if not, we'll come back to you. Anyone?
So, may I?
Discourtesy? Yes, until you have done. Paramantika, I want others. Naman, you have done. Andini, Nania, there, Prakriti, Puri, Briti, Yash, all are there. I want each and everybody to sing with me the answer.
So, may I?
Yes, Rashti.
So first, Dalhousie announced that after the death of Bahadur Shah, his successors will not be allowed to use the imperial palace that was dreaded. And then later in 1856,
Yes.
Lord Canning said that they will no longer be using the imperial title, the title of king.
Very good. And your clue was DRCT. Remember that word. Allowed report, Canning, title. Okay, next question. What was the main grounds of Rani of Jhansi against the British? Why was Rani of Jhansi not happy with the British? Because
Sir, because when the doctrine of lapse was put them into force, then Jhansi was also the place which was affected by that.
It is for others. Remember that the adopted son was not recognized as the lawful successor. You can write in your own words that the adopted son was not recognized as a lawful successor. I hope this is clear. Next was Nana Sahib. What was his main grievance to the British? Who was alive? Anyone?
Sir, may I?
Yes,
Sir,
of course.
Nana Sahib was the
Sir, he was the adopted son of the ex-Peshwa Bajirao too.
Okay, adopted son of Bajirao. And main grievance, why was he not happy? Because he did not get.
Sir, because the British refused to accept Nana Sahib, the adopted son of Bajirao, as the ruler of Marathas, and second, they refused to give the pension.
Yes, the main grievance was Dalhousie refused to give the pension. He was not given the pension. Yes, next question. When and on what ground was Awadh annexed to the company's dominion?
May
So by the act of
Yes,
betrayal.
may
Okay, I give answer. Okay, Ram then would like to answer. Very good, Ram.
So by the act of betrayal.
When means the date. 7th February 1856, and the ground was
Awadh.
Ram Dayal. Why? What reason?
So because the ruler of Awadh was not
What reason?
administrating the ground well.
Is not administrating the province. Okay. The ground means the reason. Okay. The word for it is ground. You can write in short misrule or misgovernance. Any word which you
Can we
can
write
remember.
by the act of
Thank
betrayal?
you, Ram. Yes. Once again, Ram.
Sir, can we write by the act of betrayal Awadh was annexed?
No, not act of betrayal. You have to write that. It next on the ground of misrule. Miss RULE rule. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Excuse me, sir. Or the ruler was not managing properly, not administrating properly. Yes, Ishan? Was that 7th February or 13th February? Just check this 13th or 7th. I have written 7 in a hurry. Maybe I am wrong. Just check
no,
that.
sir, 7th. 7th February.
Okay, sir. So okay, 7th February. The ruler was deposed and 13th February Awadh was annexed. Deposing is actually the date call. Remove and official was 13th February. Okay. So we will write 7th or 13th. 7th February. Next question. Mention any two activities that cause fear that the British government was determined to convert Indians to Christianity. Yes, Ishan, would you like to take a try? Yes, sir. Yes, Ishan. The four activities feared the Indians against mass conversion to Christianity. First, the teaching of Christian doctrines were made compulsory in Christian institutions, schools, and in prison houses. Second, the British and Religious Disabilities Act of 1850, which permitted a Christian convert to inherit his father's property. It was regarded as an incentive of giving one's faith. Oh, very good. And remember one thing, whenever you have short answers, you, you like when, if only write the date, it's possible. You don't have to write the entire sentence. I accept because the board also accepts this. Still, we need short answers, the right word, not the English language. Okay. Is it clear? If it is in which acts of Lord Dalhousie or which act? Like, for example, name two states that fell victim to doctrine of lapse. You don't have to write two states that fell victim to doctrine of lapse. No, you get Satara and Jhansi. Two words, you get 2 marks. So this is only for short answers. Long answers, you have to write the word and explain accordingly. So you save our time. When save time. Next section. Yes, Naman?
Sir, in the first question, what was the system of subsidiary alliance? In exam, if we write subordination of Indian princes to the British, then we will get full mark.
Yes, why not? If it's a 1 mark question, you get 1 mark. Okay. Next question. Because you have to save time. Remember this. If it is told to explain, then you explain. Next question. Name two acts or laws that interfere with the religion and custom of people. Tell me.
So may I say Disability Act?
Okay, say.
Sir, the Religious Disabilities Act of 1850.
Yeah.
Sir, just the Hindu Law of Property
Yes.
Act, Widow Remarriage Act, which was passed on 1856.
Yes. See, the question is here is you should know the act. Okay, next. Mention two social evils. Yes, Isha.
Can we write act prohibiting sati? 1919.
Why not? That is also an act. Act made which prohibited sati. Very good. Infanticide ban. Okay, those were they were acts first. Okay, next. Mention two social evils that existed in India during 19th century. What measures were taken by British to control them? Social evils. Very good. Sati and infanticide. Number 12. What was people's reaction to the introduction of railways in the mid-teens? Others, please answer. Yes.
Sir, may I?
Okay, Ankush.
Sir, people regarded it as an interference with the caste rules.
What is the okay? Yes, people thought that the British are interfering in the caste rule or they're trying to break down the social order. Any word which will make the answer clear there. Very good. Next question. How did the indignities hurled at Indians alienate the British from Indian masses? How?
Sir, may I?
What did the British? We'll give others a chance. Otherwise, many might not get chance. Others, who would like to answer this?
So may I?
Okay, Anshika.
The Englishmen in India could insult and humiliate and even kill the Indians at will.
Yes, insulted. Very good. Another example.
Yes, sir, may I?
Okay, Ankush.
Sir, if an Indian was on a horseback, he had to dismount and stand in a respectful manner until the European had.
Yes. Has to salute. Dismount and salute. Question 14. What were people's fear regarding the introduction of English language? Now let me ask some students directly. Yash. Are you there, Yash? True. Yes, yes. Answer number 14. Yes. Yes, you have good photo as a ID. Yes, yes. Sir, I don't know. You don't know.
Sir, may I?
When English language. Okay, yes, Ramjan.
Sir, the people of India saw it as an attempt to discourage Islamic and Hindu studies.
Very good. That was one. To discourage Islamic and Hindu studies. What could be the other reason? To
In
convert.
introducing the people to become Christian.
Very good. So you can write both the answers. Discourage and also to convert. Thank you, Ram. And then we come to the next question. How did the British rulers cripple Indian handicrafts? Indian handicraft. How did? Okay, Ankush.
Sir, the heavy duties or tax were charged on the Indian silk and cotton textiles in Britain. Sir, that was
Very
70
good.
to 80% respectively, and this destroyed those Indian industries. And on the other hand, British goods were imported into India at a nominal duty, sir.
Yes, that is one aspect. What about prohibition? One is heavy duty, one is prohibition. Prohibition of Indian cotton and silk. That is also one reason. I hope it's clear. One is prohibition, and second, heavy duties on cotton and silk. These two. What were its consequences? What happened? Yes.
So by the
Last few
middle,
lines. Yes, Anshika.
so by the middle of 19th century, export of cotton and silk goods from India practically ceased. And this
That is true.
acts of
What happened to the industrial towns and the people working? So
They became hopeless, jobless, and
thousands
desolate.
were unemployed. Yes, you can write there. Thousands were unemployed. Thousands lost their jobs, and the industrial towns of Dhaka, Surat, and Murshidabad became desolate. There were no people living. All the industries closed. The consequence is that the industries in those three towns closed and thousands lost their job. That is the consequence. How was India converted into an agricultural colony?
Sir, may I?
Yes, Ankush.
Sir, the British asked the Indian farmers to cultivate jute, opium, and indigo, and this company used to export this into other European countries, and thus manufacture in England require other raw materials such as cotton and oil seeds for their industries. After the Industrial Revolution, the British did all that they could give to Indian mainly on agriculture countries. So they used to produce the.
Okay. Yes. Suppose this is a 1 mark question. What would be the answer?
Sir, the British asked Indian farmers to cultivate jute, opium, and indigo. And
Very good. Or you can write cultivation of cash crops for the industrial needs. Okay, I can give example. 1 or 2. Cultivation of cash crops with 1 or 2 examples. So that answer will be clear. Try to write in your own words as far as possible. What did the British do to reduce the landed aristocracy to poverty? You remember that the Inam Commission was appointed, and what was the effect? Yes, Ishan, can try this.
The British appointed an Inam Commission to inquire the title deeds of the owners of large estates but many zamindars and landowners did not have title deeds. During the passage of time, thus the government confiscated the states, and the
Yes.
high class aristocrats were now landless.
Yes. So we can make it short that 20,000 states were taken by the British. Yes, 20,000 states were taken by the British as per the Inam Commission. That is understood. If it's a 2 marks, you can explain it. So in short, 20,000 states were taken. Next question. Give 2 causes for resentment of sepoys, the Indian soldiers.
May I?
Uh,
Yes, 50.
Sir, British officers were given higher rank, though the Indian soldiers were more capable and more eligible to get the higher places. And the second reason was
Okay.
the second reason was the greased cartilage in which the army soldiers, the Indian soldiers had to bite of the grease which was made up of
Okay.
cow flesh, pig's flesh.
Okay. Very good. And see, first is the promotion. They were not promoted to higher ranks. Number 2, they got low salary. They were not happy. Third, they were treated badly. That is treatment. And you can also add this point, the immediate, that infield rifle. That is also another reason. But the answer according to the book, it should be they were not promoted to higher post, low salaries and ill treatment. They were treated badly. If an immediate cause comes, then you write the grease cartridges one. See, if you look at page 100, there's a heading resentment of sepoys, and there are 3 points given there. So those are the 3 points over there. Okay, Shastri, is it clear? Page 100, first point, 3 points are there, 1, 2, 3.
Yes, sir.
Promotion, salary, and yes. Next, what was the main provision of the General Service Enlistment Act?
Why charger?
Now I want someone else who has not answered. Children, this is something which is very easy. The book is open, you can answer. It's just like the unit test.
Sir, may I?
I want Aman. Yes, Nandini, I was waiting. Yes.
The General Service Enlistment Act provided that all recruits to the Bengal Army should be ready for service everywhere, whether within or outside India. This act caused great alarm in the minds of the personnel of the Bengal Army.
Okay. Nandini, in short, because the main provision is that the soldiers of Bengal Army was to serve everywhere. If you don't write everywhere, the soldiers of Bengal Army was to serve within India and outside India. Just one line. Remember, this is a short answer. So try to write within 1 or 2 lines as far as possible. If it's big, it's a different matter. But get into this habit. And if you must have a copy, LC notebook, need not be classmate, any ordinary, write the answers and keep it ready so that when you have exams, you can just revise. Otherwise, you'll be turning pages and wasting time. So try to get in this habit. All subjects, history, geography, English, whatever, write the answers as far as possible in your own words. Question 20. What impact did the defeat of British in the Afghan war have on the morale of the Indian soldiers? What was the impact?
Sir, may I?
Yes, Naman.
Sir, the loss of prestige in Afghan war, the British
the Indians increased the self-confidence that Indian soldiers can defeat British.
Very good. The question is impact. The impact was it increased the self-confidence of the Indian soldiers to take up arms against the British. I repeat, increase their self-confidence to take up arms against the British. Is it clear? The impact is increase the self-confidence. This word has to be there in your answer. 21. How did the introduction of Enfield rifles become an immediate cause of the War of Independence in 1857?
So may I?
Sir, may I?
Yes, Ayan Pandey. Yes, Ayan.
Sir, the introduction of Enfield rifle became an aim for the war immediate cause of the.
Yes,
Sir, it was rumored that the cartridge gun was made from fats of cows and pigs, and Hindu considered cows as sacred, and Muslim considered pigs dirty. So that was the cause. It was that the
very good.
cartridge that was to hurt
Yes, it
religious
was.
sentiment.
Yes. So, in short, greasing of the cartridges by fats of pigs and cows, which both the Hindus and Muslims resented. Which the Hindus and Muslims resented. Okay, that is the answer. 22. When was the 1857 uprising supposed to have begun?
31 May 1857.
When was supposed?
Sir, it was supposed to begin on 31 May 1857.
Yes. And actually started on?
31 March, I think it started now. On
No,
6 May.
31 was supposed. 10th May. Remember when I talked to Mangal Pandey, I told you, the very next day, remember events at Meerut, 9th May, their uniforms were stripped. That is, they were court-martialed. And the very next day, that is 10th May. So you should know this date. Sometimes this question comes when, and you should know 10th May. Okay, next. Name the act that transferred government of India from the company to the crown.
Sir,
The act.
Yes,
So may I?
please answer. Dhruv. Yes, very good.
Act of 1850 transferred the government of India from the company to the crown.
Yes, very good. Or better government of India act, that is the word, whatever is there, 18, okay. Next. When was it passed? Date?
2nd August 1858.
August 1850.
Yeah, 2nd August 1558 or 1858.
1858.
18.
Yes. What was the result of the first war of independence as far as the company was concerned? What happened to the company?
So may I?
Yes, Vrishti.
The war ended East India Company's rule in India, and the government of India went completely into the hands of the crown.
Very good. End of company's rule and the crown took over the administration of the country. That is the answer. Who became the first viceroy of India? Who was the first viceroy?
Sir, may I? Lord Canning.
Okay, Lord Canning. What was the Governor General's new role as a viceroy? What was his role?
He was representative of the crown in India.
Yes, he was a representative of the crown in India. Okay, good. Next, what impact did the uprising of 1857 have on the Mughal rule?
So may I?
Yes, Nanya.
With the death of Bahadur Shah, the Mughal imperial dynasty founded by Babur came to an end.
Yes, it was the end of the Mughal rule. Okay. And 27 for history. What is meant by the policy of divide and rule pursued by the British in India?
So the princes were converted into loyal supporters of the British Raj, and this was just done to create a wall of separation between the princes and his people and their people, and the rift shifted between Hindus and the Muslims.
Very good. So there are two things under this divide and rule. Number one, a wall or a wedge between the princes and the masses, the ruler and the ruled. Number two, between the Hindus and Muslims. With this, we come to the end of this chapter. Now, Srishti had some doubts. What were those doubts?
The result of first independence of war.
Result? Which page result?
110.
Yes, Srishti, once again. 104 results of the war. Which point?
Just a 1 minute, I'm telling.
Yes.
Sir, excuse me.
Yes, Naman?
Sir, in the question, when was the 1815 uprising supposed to begin? The answer would be 31st May or 10 May.
Supposed to have begun on 31st, but see, there's a line there. That the date where it's line.
Sir, I have doubt in 2 points. End of company's rule and changes introduced in the administrative setup, and the second one, policy towards the Indian princes.
Okay, number one is end of company's rule. Yes?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, before this war of 1857, the East India Company was ruling. And they had a team, we can call in simple word a team, that is a board of control and court of directors. This group together looked after the rule of India, the administration of India. But when they won over India by this war of independence, the government of India, the Queen, the government of England, the Queen, took over the in charge of the rule of India. They took over the administration. So the East India Company was no more the ruler. The Queen became ruler. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. And sir, I have doubted there it was when the Act of 1858 transferred the government of India from company to the crown. So, sir, this means that East India Company was no more and then the Queen became the ruler.
Very good. Yes, that is the answer. Any other doubts, Srishti?
And sir, the company's board of control and the court of directors were abolished.
They were no more ruling. A new team was there. Secretary of State with 15 members. Point number 2.
Yes, sir. So these 15 members from India or from they were Britishers.
They were the Britishers, some of England, and more than half of them had stayed in India, fought wars. They were a part, all European Britishers.
And the second point, policy towards the Indian princes and chiefs.
Yes, now, if you remember, they captured the land because they did not have a successor. You remember?
Yes,
so they were capturing land. So now the Queen said there would be no more annexation. They would not annex. They will not capture any more territories in India. Number one. Number two, treaties. Whatever treaties they had signed between an Indian and the British government, that will be honored. Third, right to adoption. Now the ruler can adopt a son. If he does not have own son, they can adopt a son. That is the policy towards the princes and chiefs. No annexation. Treaties would be honored. Right of adoption. And the last two there, end of Peshwa rule in Maharashtra we can call, and end of Mughal rule after the defeat of Bahadur Shah Zafar. Clear?
Yes, sir, clear.
Yes. So you can write a clue word there, E Lata. E for end of Peshwa and Bahadur Shah's rule, L L-A-T-A, Lata. L is for I hope I've given the right word. Limited number of troops. If you see at the first paragraph at the end, for limited number of troops. A for annexation, no annexation. T for treaties will be honored. And once again, A for right of adoption. So you can write the clue word E, Lata. Any other doubts, children?
Sir, I have one doubt, sir.
Okay. Yes, Ankush.
Sir, if in exams, sir, 1 mark question is there, and if I will write 3 to 4 lines, then I will get a full mark.
Yes, you will get, even if you write more than that, the main answer should be there. Okay.
Okay, sir.
But what I'm advising is that the children should try to write as far as possible in brief, because objective questions are short. So, make use of your writing power and make it short. Okay. Now, the next chapter we will do is factors leading to the growth of nationalism and foundation of the Indian National Congress. Once again, I want you to follow the syllabus. Children, please open to the book, the page where syllabus is printed. Remember syllabus and not contents. Now, I want Dhruv Mishra to read the syllabus. Section factors leading to the growth of nationalism. Dhruv, are you there? Anka Bharti. Anka, are you there? No.
Yes, sir.
We have. Yes, Anshika. Read the syllabus. Oh, Anushka.
Factors leading
Yes, Anshika.
to the growth of nationalism, economic exploitation, oppressive colonial policies, socio-religious reform movement, brief mention of contribution of Raja Ram Mohan Roy and Jyotiba Phule, and role of press. Phule
Yes.
and role of press. Foundation of the Indian National Congress, the Indian National Association, Surendranath Banerjee, and the East India Association, Dadabhai Naoroji and Naroji as precursors, immediate objectives of the Indian National Congress, the first two sessions and their presidents should be mentioned.
Okay, so I hope the syllabus is clear. When we read the chapter, we'll remind. So first thing you should know, according to the chapter, the causes. And according to your book, we have socio-religious reforms and we have contribution of Raja Ram Mohan Roy and Jyotiba Phule. So we should know their contribution. Then we go on to the causes. Whatever causes are given, those causes we will revise. And according to the syllabus, what are the causes? We have to know about economic exploitation, repressive colonial policies, social reforms, and under religious reform, we should know briefly about Raja Ram Mohan Roy and Jyotiba Phule and the role of press. So, children, you should mark the syllabus with a pen. Something you should know that these are the things in your syllabus. Then, after that, we go to foundation of Indian National Congress. Why was this Congress formed? What were the immediate objectives? And before that, you should know two associations: the East India Association, the Indian Association. Just you have to know the name of the association and who founded. East India Association by Dadabhai Naoroji, Indian Association by Surendranath Banerjee. That's all. But you get a question: who were precursors to the Indian National Congress? And here precursor means which were the associations were formed before the Indian National Congress. The answer: the associations are East India and the Indian Association. And finally, you have to know the immediate objectives of the Congress. And then the first two sessions, where was it held? Who was the president? That's all you have to know from this chapter. In the next class, we will continue with this chapter. In the meantime, when you have time, please read through the syllabus and the portion that you are supposed to cover. Yes, Srishti, any doubt, Srishti?
No, sir.
It was Srishti Sharma. I saw the mic on, that is why. Okay, so children, see you in the next class. Remember, follow the syllabus strictly. If there is anything extra, I will let you know. Thank you.